Everyone in Mono County knows the rule. You don't take anything from Bodie. Not a rock, not a nail, not a rusted coin or a piece of broken glass. Because if you do, the curse follows you home. That's what the old ranger told us when we pulled into the parking lot that morning. My girlfriend Amy laughed it off, thought it was just a tourist gimmick. I did too at first. Bodie looked like something out of a Western movie. Weathered buildings, saloon doors swaying in the wind, and a whole town frozen in time. No gift shops, no actors, just silence. But as soon as we stepped into the old schoolhouse, I felt it. A cold draft when all the windows were sealed shut. Little desks lined up in perfect rows. Chalk still on the board like the teacher had just stepped out for lunch, 100 years ago. Amy swore she heard children laughing upstairs. We stayed until sunset, walking through the old mining district, peeking inside cabins, staring through cracked windows. That's when I noticed Amy pocket something small from the general store. A tiny metal key, half rusted, barely bigger than a thumbnail. "Just a souvenir," she said with a grin. I didn't say anything, but I had a bad feeling deep in my chest. We arrived back in Los Angeles late that night, the weight of travel settling on our shoulders, as Amy tossed the key onto her dresser and promptly passed out. I lay there unable to sleep, my mind racing with thoughts from the trip and the unease that lingered in the air. At around 2:14 a.m., a loud crash jolted me from my thoughts, followed by the unmistakable sound of glass shattering. I rushed out, my heart pounding in my chest, but there was nothing amiss in the hallway. However, the framed photo of us from Big Sur lay face down on the floor. The nail it had hung on bent completely sideways, as if something had yanked it off with force. The next morning, I noticed deep scratches running down Amy's back, 4 thin lines that seemed to tell a distressing story. She shrugged it off, insisting she must have scratched herself in her sleep, but I couldn't shake the feeling that something was off. That same day, Amy's phone began to glitch, the screen flickering with static and her camera frustratingly producing only black photos. At one point, she attempted to call her mom, but every time she dialed, a child's voice eerily answered instead. We drove back to Bodie the next morning, not speaking for most of the trip. Amy looked pale, like she hadn't slept in days. She kept checking the rearview mirror as if something was sitting in the back seat. When we arrived, the ranger at the entrance gave us a long, tired look. "Let me guess," he said. "You took something?" Amy didn't answer. She just walked straight to the general store, opened her hand, and placed the little key on the dusty counter where she'd found it. The air around us felt lighter, like a weight had been lifted. The ranger nodded, almost like he'd seen it all before. "You're lucky," he said. "Most people don't return things fast enough." As we walked back toward the car, I glanced up at the second floor of the schoolhouse. For a split second, I saw a pale face at the window. Not angry, just watching. We never talked about what happened again. Amy deleted all the photos we'd taken in Bodie. We moved out of our apartment a month later. But sometimes when I'm alone and the room is too quiet, I swear I can hear the faintest sound of children giggling.